In the post-truth era, we have drifted away from the idea that a shared reality even exists. When pure emotional resonance replaces objective facts, our shared bond with the world as it is begins to break. This disconnect is fueled by an architecture designed for engagement. Algorithms map our psychological triggers and feed us data specifically tuned to elicit outrage. Complex issues are stripped of their context and pushed into echo chambers, where anger becomes the most profitable currency. The resulting messaging is optimized for reach rather than belief. It is a form of artificial sincerity, where politicians reverse engineer their words to trigger maximum algorithmic visibility, untethered from genuine human intent. When hyper-partisan messaging becomes the baseline, public trust in political institutions collapses. As the barrage of these tailored messages continues, the common ground required for governance is replaced by a pervasive sense of skepticism. If our words are completely stripped of their meaning, communication simply becomes an exercise in navigating endless deceptions. We have to look toward a different, more honest frequency, one that operates beyond the noise of the algorithm. Most solutions offered today, like simple fact-checking, attempt to fix the data without addressing the lack of accountability. They treat the errors as technical glitches, rather than a breakdown in the ethics of the speaker. Countering the pull of populist lies requires a narrative that reaches the fitra, or the core human nature. It must offer a sense of integrity that a list of corrections cannot provide on its own. To restore trust, we must move beyond pragmatic tactics and rebuild our communication on a foundation of moral responsibility. The Sufi and Islamic traditions view communication as an amana, a divine trust. This perspective shifts speech from a tool for gain to a responsibility toward the recipient and the truth. This starts with ikhlas, or strategic sincerity, the discipline of acting out of a genuine desire to serve, removing the performative vanity of political rhetoric. This intent is held in place by istiqamet, an unwavering moral backbone. While populist messaging shifts to suit trends, istiqamet remains tied to fixed truths, regardless of how the wind blows. These two traits work together over time to create a form of institutional reliability. It is a consistency that persists even when faced with algorithmic pressure to change course. Political authority is not to be taken through the manipulation of perception. It is earned by aligning internal intent with consistent, truthful action. The Quran provides a methodology for this kind of speech, focusing on both the accuracy of the information and the dignity of the person hearing it. The first requirement is Qoulan Sadidan, or the true word. This is an uncompromising demand for factual accuracy and a total rejection of the half-truths and distortions that define post-truth politics. But the truth must also be delivered as Qoulan Layyin, or the soft word. This requires empathy and strategic kindness, ensuring that the facts do not become a weapon used to humiliate or alienate an opponent. Truth without empathy creates a climate of cruelty, while empathy without truth leads to manipulation. Healing a polarized society requires a synthesis of both. We can apply the concept of Fütüvvet, or spiritual chivalry, to our online interactions. It is the moral courage to refuse to spread dirty information to defeat a rival, even when doing so would lead to a quick victory. This code of conduct should be built into the very architecture of our state institutions, ensuring that the integrity of the message is not dependent on a single individual's character. This commitment to accountability can be seen in technologies like blockchain. Much like the historical Ahilik guilds used peer oversight to ensure the quality of trade, a decentralized ledger creates an unchangeable record of actions. It moves the burden of trust from an individual's claim to a system where every transaction and decision is visible and permanent. When the technical accuracy of our data is anchored by a sincere intent to be honest, we create a governance model that can withstand the pressures of the post-truth era. Al-Ghazali suggested a counterintuitive tool for dealing with the flood of information: active silence. This involves two stages of verification before any word is shared. First, tabayyun, or the meticulous checking of facts. Second, maslaha, or evaluating if the message actually benefits the community. If it fails either test, the message should not be released. This methodology follows the Prophet's maxim to speak good or remain silent. It suggests that our speech is an outward reflection of our inner quality, placing the responsibility on the speaker to ensure their words add value before they break the silence. By refusing to feed the high-speed cycle of disinformation, we starve the post-truth machine. Silence becomes a strategic barrier that prevents the spread of falsehoods. In an era obsessed with volume, the most enduring leaders will be those who speak only when their words carry the weight of truth. Their legacy is built not on how much they said, but on the integrity of what they chose to share.